Obviously, Murr left yesterday. Forsey didn't feel good in the middle of the night. So Gus was recalled. We'll reevaluate everything here shortly to see if Forsey's coming or if we got to recall again. So it's unfortunate. Guys go down, but there's nothing you can do.
An update on Matt? Is there anything serious?
No, we don't think so. Hopefully, we're hopeful he's back this weekend.
Forsberg is not COVID related?
No.
PJ, Gus has played pretty well down in Belfast. How do you hope that maybe translates up here if he plays tomorrow?
Well, I mean, he's played great games up here before. He's going to get some games regardless of sickness, injury, what have you, down the stretch here. And it's a big test for him. I mean, to prove that he wants the net, he's got to go in there and play that way. And he's done it in the past, and obviously going down, getting a reset for him, hopefully gets his confidence going. And whether it's tomorrow or one of these upcoming games, he's got to give us a good start.
You get a goal from Parker Kelly last night. Just what about his play do you enjoy?
He does whatever you ask of him. He's a north-south guy. He really works. He works on his detail. He works on his game. He wants to be in the NHL, and it's a hard league to crack into. I think the ultimate compliment for a guy that plays hard is when the other coach, and Steve Ott is a guy that's from my hometown, and I just talked to him quickly this morning. And one of the guys he asked about was Parker, and I think because a little bit they play like each other. I think Otter, the way he ran around and maybe seen a little bit of himself in him. But to me, that's the ultimate compliment is when the other coach notices you. How hard he played last night. And obviously, he scored, which is a bonus. But his penalty killing, his checking, and his details, what's going to get him in the NHL.
Is there any word on Thomas Schwab?
Right now, no. He's getting better, but there's no official word.
Are you hoping for maybe Sunday?
Obviously, I'll listen to the staff, and they'll tell me. But like I said before, if he's not 1,000%, he's not playing. So, as hopeful as it is, we're going to err on the side of caution every single time with a guy of that stature. I mean, he's arguably he's the one guy you don't want to go without. The amount of minutes and the amount of things he does, the way he breaks the puck out, everything. So you got to make sure he's 100%.
Just on a guy thought that we may see on the ice this week is Josh Norris. Is he getting any closer, or is that?
He's skating. He's closer to maybe practicing with us, but again, I think it's in that same situation. We got a lot of games left. We want to make sure he's healthy, and like I said, really what we want is we want Pinto, we want White, we want these guys to get healthy, and we want a good run with the group that we think going forward, and see what we got here. And unfortunately, we haven't been healthy, but let's hope we get healthy as these games slow down. We're starting to catch some of these other teams games-wise. This is I think it's 4-6 again. It's a crazy number of games, but after this stretch here, it goes back, I think, pretty to regular, and it'll allow us a little more time, and I think that'll keep us healthier.
What should we call Shabbat's injury?
Upper body.
Going back to Murray, is it disheartening that every time he seems to get the roll and he gets hurt?
Yeah, it is, but I mean, they're legit. What are you going to do? I mean, the guys are crashing into them. I'd like to see guys not crash into them, and people don't make a lot about keeping guys off your goalie, and we couldn't get to their net last night. I'll tell you that. I think we had one inner slot shot. I mean, those are big guys over there, and you need that, and we got to do a better job and not allowing them to get to Murray.
And tomorrow, Buffalo might probably going to see Kurt Anderson.
Yeah.
Had him for the 1 year, but.
Well, yeah, he's a great goalie. I mean, he was the face of this franchise for a long time. He's a really good goalie. Kudos to him. He's still pushing himself to play. Buffalo continues to get better. I mean, they can score. We saw that. They beat us once this year. We beat them. So, they're healthy now. They beat the Islanders 6-3 last night. They're good at home. They can make plays. No different than anything else. We're going to have to go in there and check.
What would you like to see out of it? And does that only fall on the defensemen to kind of keep opposition players out of the blue paint?
Well, centers as well. I mean, at the end of the day, centers and D down low, they're all playing the same position. But it's rush when guys are coming in with speed. I mean, you got to keep them off. You can't get beat. You got to keep them off your goalie, and you got to keep them, to the outside. And I mean, I think you've seen that with St. Louis. We saw it with Pittsburgh a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever that was. We couldn't get to the net. And, it doesn't matter how big, how small, whatever you are, you've got to keep them off your goalie. And when goalies are able to see the puck, they make saves. And, you look at, I think we were looking the other day, the number one screen team in the league's Minnesota. No one gets to the net like Minnesota does, and they score tons of screen goals. That's what teams are trying to do, and defensively you're trying to keep them off them so that the goalie can see the puck. If the goalie can't see the puck, he can't save it. So when Merce sees the puck, he makes the saves. And, when we're playing good, we're letting him see it.
You mentioned this before Shabbat even got hurt, but you seem resistant to maybe calling JBD or Thompson up just because, you know what, you've got so many injuries, you don't want to expose them to a tough situation where maybe the ice is tilted against them. Does that become even more amplified without Shabbat? It's even more of a reason to keep them down?
I'd say that's fair, but also part of development is playing in the American Hockey League is the best development league there is, and there's a reason so many good players have gone through the American Hockey League. I mean, if you look at St. Louis's team last night, I don't know what the number is, but how many of those guys would have played in the American Hockey League? I'd say lots. The other day someone was talking about Corey Perry, how he was in the American Hockey League. Like, the American Hockey League is a good league, and it's good for development. And, I think one thing, I think Pierre's done a real good job here, is taking the time with these guys to not put them here full time. Give them a little bit at a time, and then eventually they're ready. And these guys have, all gone on so far to be real good players. But for JBD and Thompson and these guys to go up, you'd like Norris and Batherson and guys back so we have the puck more. I don't know if bringing them up and having them under siege is the right answer. I mean, if we have enough injuries, you got to call them up. But they're doing a good job down there. They did a good job when they're up here. They'll be back up here. But I think putting them in the right spot is key.
And what was did you have a message for Mark Castellan in setting him down?
Yeah, pleasantly surprised with what he brought here. He needs to continue to work on his puck protection and ozone. The longer with as big as he is and as strong as he is, and his ability to get to the net, can he be that big, heavy guy that can hold on to pucks, grind guys down, on a fourth line role, maybe move up to the third line, a penalty killer. I think all those things are in his future. I think this little taste that he got here was real good, both for the coaching staff and management and for him. And now he knows, he's got to get a little quicker. He's got to do this a little faster, but pleasantly surprised. And, his work ethic, and you just see him in the gym. He just looks like a specimen, and he's a guy that you can win with going forward. It's not going to be easy to crack, in my opinion, this team as we continue to get better, and the young guys continue to get better, but I think it's a guy that's got a legitimate chance.
You gave a positive sign that Colin White was back in a regular jersey today.
Yeah, I think we've almost forgot about Pinto and White. They've been out, so long, and now you're talking about Norris and Batherson and these guys. Whitey's a guy that, coming into the year, we expected somewhere between 15 and 20 goals, playing your top 9, and we'll look forward to having him back. I mean, we need, as many of these guys back as possible. We want to have the puck more. I mean, the games that we're winning, we're defending really well and we're grinding, but ultimately you want to have the puck more. And games like last night are frustrating.
If all goes well with him, DJ, you still kind of got that February 26th date circle?
Yeah, they haven't told me in the back there exactly what the date is, but, we'll start, he was on D there today with Heater, but he'll start practicing up front here and he'll start, grinding and getting pushed and hit and all those things. And I think that'll edge towards him being in here sooner and later.